Hello, I am Starwind from Chaotic Calling Streaming, and today I'd like to share with you the ways, a means to work with tokens and how to run your combat so that you're not constantly, resetting things, trying to get things situated to a point where it's complicated and you can't think. Alright, so here we go. So basically, as you can see, if I click on this token, you can see the middle bar here has its HP and it has its AC. So first, let's get into the basics. Roll20 has this compendium that, if you go look up owlbear, we can look at the monster owlbear and it'll pop up here, and you can simply left click, bring it up, and give basic information, read through it, figure out what you want to do, and if you want to use that token, you would hold left click on the token, drag it to the playing field, and drop it, and then got another owlbear friend. Now, that said, you can also hold down the shift key and double click the token, and it will open up the reference of the character sheet to make it easier for you to quickly pop something up. Just click the token, and then if you want, you can double click right up here in the white space, and it will disappear into this little rectangle where you can stack it off to the side and reference it later for whenever you need it again. But let's look into some deeper details. So if you look at character sheet, you can see there's the armor class, there's the HP, there's the speed, there's all the information that this thing has, and you can reference some of this stuff easily if you set up your tokens correctly. Now, if you order any material from Roll20, like the Monster Manual, or any other guides, like Volo's Guide and whatnot, they come pre-made, and you don't have to do any of the work. But what if you want to make something that's yours, and yours alone, something you created? Well, let's just look at their example of how they did it, and we can, break it down so that whenever you go to make a token for your big bad, you'll know what to do. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to left click on this token. For some reason that thing doesn't want to show me the gear, so click on this gearbox here. Now the way the monster manual works is that whenever you pull the monster off, they've already inputted max HP and current HP. Well, this is current and this would be max, so you got 59 out of 59 HP. Now they personally went ahead and looked at the stat and put it in there. The reason why they do this is because if you go through this, and if you were to put in HP, like, it'd still be the same, but because it's referencing the character sheet instead of, just having the numbers separate, if you were to adjust that number on one enemy and you have another enemy that's using the same character sheet, you would pretty much affect the health of both of them. So let me see if I can show you an example. I'll put 59 back in here. We'll save the changes. So if I'm not mistaken, both of these might share. So 59, 59. And then I'm just going to take off. And here's another thing you can learn too. If somebody takes damage, you can left click on the bubble, get the little numbers up there, and then just put the formula. Oh, you lost 10 HP. You put -10, hit enter. Hey, it took it off. Now here's where I want you to look though. So this one's at 49. Apparently this one's referencing a different sheet. So let's drag another one out. Oh, actually we need to make sure they're all, yeah. Alright, so like if I did this will make the example, because I had to adjust that because so if you, this is actually perfect. So this owlbear on the far right has its, the none, set to none. It just has the numbers already inputted. However, if you were to make multiple copies of the enemy and their token has it set up to read the HP on the character sheet, well, if you do damage to one, you do damage to both because they're referencing the same card. So that goes down, and you saw the HP bar go down on the other owlbear. So best off to leave that blank, input the HP separately, and then you won't have any problems whatsoever in your game as far as that goes. So yeah, that's why that's set to none by default, all inputting through the monster menu. However, if you have a big bad, you can easily just reference it if you know you're only going to use one in the campaign, like only one person. Unless they use Simulacrum, then we got problems again. But as you can see in bar 2, this is what I usually use as well to reference NPC AC. Now, there's two types of character sheets. You got your characters and then you got your monsters. Now, when it's an NPC, you have to use the NPC one. Otherwise, if it's a player, you can use the player option, which is just AC. Now, let's pull. Who's my player here? We'll just take Ragnar here for an example, and we'll look at his. So, it's a little bit different. And also, if it's a player character, go ahead and put the HP on there. Make sure you have it represent the character it's supposed to represent. Like this represents Ragnar. And then you could just fill everything in. So here, I put the HP when I selected it. Not that. Thank you for working. But yeah, so we go to HP, and it's going to input all of his HP for us. Don't have to do anything. And then he has, we go over here, we hit AC. So I can track how much AC he has without having to ask him all the time. I mean, I'm going to ask anyway because I'm forgetful. But then I'm like, alright, let me double check your AC real quick. Bam, there, I know. Now, I'm going to shift double click and we're going to open up Ragnar's sheet. So with Ragnar over here, I want you to pay attention to the current hit points. And I'm going to go ahead and make him suffer 25 damage. So you see me select the middle bubble. I put minus 25, I hit enter. Look at his current hit points from the character sheet. So, as a player, you can use this to your benefit too. That way you don't have to constantly do the math, constantly run yourself ragged, and you can just simply subtract with the bubble, and then your character will, have it all set up. Now, this will only work if your DM sets up your token correctly. So, DMs set up the tokens correctly so that your players can take advantage of just clicking on their bubbles and being able to adjust their HP without opening the character sheet. Once again, double click the top white and you can just move that character sheet off to the side and then open it up whenever you need to roll something and you're good to go. So with that, I hope I covered the basics of the need to have tokens set up correctly and how to not make monsters that will duplicate tokens that, will constantly take off HP for each one because it's referencing the same card. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. And if you find this video helpful, leave a like. And I will see you next time. Maybe I'll make some more of these.